Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Hi, my name's Jordan. Welcome to Sandcraft RCR. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install a Gen 3 carrier bearing on my 2015 XP1000. Come along. So for removing the front roll pin retaining the front slip yoke, what you want to do is, with the vehicle in neutral and the rear tires off the ground, find one side that is recessed. Say like this end is protruding, this end is recessed. Make life a lot easier. When you go to knock the roll pin out, it should be on a perfect plane, perfect horizontal plane. If you're at more of an angle downward, you'll end up driving the roll pin through and locking yourself in position on the steering rack. Want to make sure the front yoke is up to the left side of the diff and tucked down. That gives you enough room to come forward. You're off of the transmission at this point, and you remove the back half. Like so. Factory carrier out of the way. The front half comes directly rearward and out midway. For an example of how loose and slippery the factory carrier is for the bearing, what we do is, for ease of removal, is we just remove it from the actual bearing itself. Usually not as fussy. There you have it. Supposed to be wearing gloves. On the inbound side of either your 1000 or your turbo, there's a small tapered edge with a little chamfer. That goes towards the driveline, this direction. So now we're going to apply the provided in your Gen 3 kit, the green shaft retainer, to both the driveline side all the way around and the bearing side all the way around, making sure that we install the dust seal and snap ring onto the drive shaft first. Here we have a 1 1/4 pipe, 5 inches long, and this is what we're going to use as our installer. Lots of little beats are better than less or larger. Voila. So on the bottom side, we've started our short bolt on the passenger side of the vehicle, and we'll put our longer bolt started on the driver's side of the vehicle. We'll then put our support in place. Go on there, buddy. And then continue to run the bolts down through. And this is where it gets tricky. On the driver's side of the vehicle, our bolt protrudes all the way through, and it has easy access for the washer, then the nut. On the passenger side, however, it has to be timed because of clearance issues. First, we apply our supplied blue thread locker. And then continue tightening. To tighten down the nut, pretty flush mount. Again, repeat for the driver's side of the vehicle. Supplied blue thread locker on the nut. Washer first, then the nut. All right. Being as how this is my personal vehicle and I don't mind modifying my own frame, prior to installing the support bracket, I used a simple cutoff wheel to notch out a small V in the chassis here and put a little blind slot in my hardware for ease of installation. And now we're installing the front half of the 1000 series. Again, when we get to the front by the differential, we want the slip yoke to slip off to the driver's side. Like so. Now we're going to be installing the rear half of the drive shaft. Our Gen 3 carrier bearing already installed. With a vehicle on a hoist or lifted and supported, the left rear tire at full droop should slide right into the vehicle. Clutch cover fully installed. Down on this end, in the middle, we find our alignment marks. Once your alignment marks are in place, little notch here, notch on the mating, connect the two. So once you have both pieces installed, what you'll find is that we maximize the spline by cutting the drive line perfectly to length per each vehicle. So it doesn't appear that it wants to be installed, but it will. There's no alignment spline on the transmission side, just a little finesse and she'll go right home. So now we've got the transmission splined up in the middle of the shaft. Last, you want to spline up the front to the diff. Keep in mind that you do have to line up the hole in the slip yoke to the differential. Again, maximizing length. She's a little bit fussy, but pretty much goes home. Right. Then you installed the supplied new fastener. The vehicle is in neutral. the new nut with blue thread locker. And once that is tightened, and after that is tightened, on both sides of the slip yoke, there is a 1/8 inch standard set screw. Do a blink there for a second. 180 degrees apart from each other. And you make sure those are nice and snug after you have tightened the through bolt. So to complete the installation, we're going to use the carrier mounting hardware with a drop of the blue thread locker supplied in your kit. Starting with the passenger side. Followed by the driver's side. The carrier is self-aligning, so you haven't got to worry about shuffling around with an angle. Bring the rear shaft as far forward so you can completely install all of the spline and tighten down carrier bolts. Complete.